Hello, 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 hello. This is Patty's Kitchen, Garden, and more. Welcome to another beautiful day. Today, I am participating in a word of the day challenge. So, my word of the day is boundaries. Yes, boundaries. And we all need to remember to set boundaries for ourselves and others. And setting boundaries mean a lot of things. But one thing it will help us do, and that is to maintain interpersonal relationships and to promote self care. Another thing is understanding your limits. We all have limits, and we must understand our limits. We must be wise. We must set limits on time that we spend with others. We must set limits when it comes to our personal space, our personal properties. Protect our right and make clear to others what they can expect of us. We are living in a society these days where there are no boundaries, there are no limits. People think they can do whatever they want. They don't care. I mean, people are just running wild out here. So we have to know, we have to have wisdom and know that we can't just do anything and everything we want when it comes to others. We have to have respect for others, their feelings, what they believe in. We must have respect when we visit others' homes and places of residence. We cannot just run through people's houses doing what we want to do, how we want to do it, when we want to do it. It's called respecting people and knowing your place, knowing your boundaries. We must have boundaries. Even with our children, we must set boundaries. We must set rules. Because if we don't, the children are going to do what they want to do. They're not going to respect. You have to set rules. You have to have rules because it's a part of training. It's a part of teaching our children, our grandchildren, or any children that are in our lives. Teach. And once they're grown up, it won't be so hard for them to know that there are limits. Because if they don't have limits at home, they're not going to have limits anywhere else. They're going to think that they can do what they want to do. They don't care. I'm going to tell you a short story. When I was a young woman, just graduated college, took a job, my first job, and I lived in a home where this elderly lady boarded students and young people that worked at the university. So I had my room, and there was a girl of Asian descent living across the hall from me in her room. I'm going to tell you, I'm showing you about boundaries. So when I would never forget, this young lady's name was Tina. When I would go to work, she was a student and I was a young employee, fresh out of college. When I would go to work, I would close my door. Of course, we didn't lock doors. We couldn't lock doors because we lived in someone's home. So I respected that lady's home. I respected. She didn't have to tell me anything. I just knew to respect her home. When I would go to work, many times I would leave this young lady at home. And when I come back, I could tell she had been in my personal stuff. She would go in my room and just take what she wanted, use what she wanted, just mess with my stuff. And I knew somebody had been in my room because I know how I leave things and I leave them a certain way. I don't know if this was a part of her culture that they shared stuff and they didn't have to ask. I don't know her culture. I don't know that culture. But this is what she would do. And it was happening every day. At first, I didn't say anything to the lady. I said something to her. And, I let her know not to go in my room bothering anything. So it kept happening. So I had to speak to the house lady, the owner of the home, and let her know that this young woman was going in there bothering my stuff and using my stuff. So the lady had to have a talk with her. But I said all of this to say it's all a part of respect and having boundaries, setting boundaries. You should never just use something or take something that is not yours. And I never wanted to bother other people's things. Never, ever. So let's learn limits and set boundaries for ourselves or anyone else that may be in our homes. Set boundaries. So this is my word of the day. Everybody have a great and wonderful day, and I will talk to you on the next challenge.